Apple's September event is now officially happening, and the closer we get to this moment, the more changes seem to be popping up all the time about the iPhone 15. In less than a month, the iPhone 15 is gonna be out and actually in our hands for real. These are just dummy models, but what we're actually going to get seems to be changing every day. Are we gonna get some big surprise new feature like 8K video recording, reverse wireless charging, some crazy design that the leaks got wrong? Or is the iPhone 15 lineup gonna be the most boring and predictable iPhone we've had in years? I actually do have the answer for this, but it's not what you think. Not at all. Okay, so let's start with the obvious question. What new info do we have on the iPhone 15 lineup? Well, let's start first with colors because this seems to sort of change every single day. But as of filming this video, here's the latest that we know. Specifically on the iPhone 15 Pro side, looks like Apple, for probably good reason, is gonna finally ditch the gold color and replace that one color with two relatively new options. One is sort of a new dark blue, which sort of looks similar to the Pacific blue that we had back with the 12 Pro. Not sure if I love this or not. It's always sort of hard to tell by these renders, but not sure if this is the one. But what might be the one is this new titanium gray. We saw a couple of sort of real life mock-up renders making their way on X over the weekend, and these images look very, very good. And if this is the new color, this might just be the hit for this year. The titanium gray is gonna be interesting to see for a couple of reasons. One is that with Apple switching away from stainless steel and over to titanium on the Pro models, these phones should be lighter and sort of feel different than they've ever felt before. And also, we've got titanium on the Apple Watch Ultra that looks really good, and I'm really curious to see how this color and this material translates over to the iPhone. Also, not sure if we're gonna see this, but speaking of Apple Watch Ultra, one of the things that I love about this watch is sort of the very bright, vibrant orange action button. Some people love this, some people hate it. I think it definitely helps make this feature stand out on the Watch Ultra. And I wonder if we could see sort of that pop of color on the action button coming to the 15 Pros. This is basically going to be like the action button on the watch. It'll let you launch the camera, launch different apps, change your volume preferences, mute, unmute, vibrate mode on your phone. Not sure Apple's gonna do this, but maybe they could sort of take a page from Google's playbook with the Pixel and add a little bit of color to that special button on the side of the 15 Pros. Next thing we've got to talk about is the invite itself, because according to the Apple urban legend, Apple always hides some Easter eggs and some hints and some clues in their invitations for their events, and this year, of course, is no different. In fact, it seems like Apple is almost giving away all of the big new info and sort of confirming the leaks just off of the very little info we've got in this invite. Now, I'm not sure what the Wanderlust tagline means. Are we supposed to be lusting after the iPhone 15? That's sort of what it suggests. But the Apple logo itself gives us basically three big clues and details. One is that it sort of confirms the colors. We're gonna get some sort of new blue shade and also some sort of titanium gray. It doesn't seem to be really hiding that in the invite. Both the wording down below and the Apple logo itself show that. And then what many speculate to be one of the biggest clues of this invite is sort of the animation of the logo itself. It sort of looks to be sort of whisking away in the still image. If you go to Apple's events page, they show a little bit more of this sort of animation of these particles sort of floating around. Many believe that is sort of a nod to titanium and sort of the way that that material is sort of moving around. Basically, this image does a better job than what I can explain it. Basically, it looks like Apple is sort of confirming that titanium will be there for the 15 Pros and that yes, some new colors are coming to the Pros as well. I guess we're also supposed to be in awe and sort of in lust and wonder of these new phones. And that's basically what we've got from this invite, confirming stuff that we thought we already knew. One of the big leaks making the rounds over the last couple of days is that Apple is actually going to be maybe including color match USB-C cables, braided USB-C cables, with every iPhone 15 in the lineup. Not just for the Pro phones, but even the regular 15s would have some nice, bright, vibrant, hopefully high quality cables to match the all new USB-C port on the bottom of those phones. But again, I do have to say that we are now hearing from multiple sources that not all USB-C ports on Apple products are created equally, and the USB-C ports on the Pro phones are going to be better, faster, more capable than the port on the non-Pro phones. That means if you want the fastest data transfer speeds, the fastest charging speeds, you're gonna wanna go with one of the 15 Pro phones that are more expensive and have those Pro features. While the USB-C port is nice and still gonna be great on the 15 and 15 Plus, it's likely going to have a slower maximum charging speed and also less speedy data transfer speeds. We've also heard just over the last couple of days that Apple might be selling their own custom Thunderbolt cable, specifically just for the 15 Pro phones. We also continue to get more and more confirmation that the price is likely going to go up this year, specifically on the Pro models, that instead of starting at, what was that, $999 and $1099, it would now start at potentially $1199 and $1299. So we're talking like MacBook Air prices, full-fledged Mac laptop prices for the entry-level Pro iPhones this year. And I want to sort of ask you guys, is there enough to really justify that price this year? I mean, Apple has been known for not raising prices too much, so it might just be time due to inflation and supply chain issues and stuff like that. But if we're gonna spend, we're getting at, upwards of, near $1,500, that was a lot of adjectives, but over $1,000, well over $1,000 for a phone, is there enough with these Pro phones to justify that price? Even if it goes up by $100 or $200, it's a lot of money. Let me know if you think it's worth it down below in the comments. All the other big features, of course, seem like a done deal, locked in, ready to go. Dynamic Island on all phones, bigger batteries on all phones, better telephoto zoom lens capabilities on the Pro Max or Ultra. All of that seems good. But what could be the one more thing that no one saw coming? Could Apple have some big last-minute surprise with the 15 series that takes us all sort of for a loop and shows us something that we thought we were never gonna see? In fact, you might remember last year, before we got the iPhone 14 series, that everyone thought the notch system was gonna look like this. It was this double hole punch system. Everyone was scratching their heads, flabbergasted as to what Apple could do with this weird concoction of cutouts. And then we got the Dynamic Island just like a day or two before the event, and everything changed. This went from being one of the weirdest things about the iPhone to being, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. Everyone was blown away by some of the stuff that didn't leak. Could we see that again? And what big surprises could hopefully be in store for us with the 15 series? Now, as much as I'd like to see some surprise hardware change, that's probably not gonna be here, because at this point, the 15's design is not only finalized, but Apple is now actually making these phones in quantity, getting them ready to be released later on next month. So probably not gonna see some big change with the design of the iPhone 15, though what Apple could do, and what we've seen from them many times before, is some surprise software change that they announced at this event that the leaks didn't see coming. For example, one of the most mysterious Apple rumors of the last couple of years is some new low light mode or astrophotography mode. We saw this image posted on Tim Cook's official social media account, I think it was last year before the event, that showed Apple Park in a whole new light. This was an incredible photo. It really sort of hinted that we could see some special low light or some sort of astrophotography mode, but that actually didn't happen. Wonder if that could be on the menu for this year's iPhone 15 lineup as maybe a surprise feature, a software feature that didn't make the leaks. In addition to all the iPhone 15 stuff, I've got a couple of new leaks and info on the other stuff happening at the September event. Like, we should be getting at least 2 new models of the Apple Watch this year. That would be the Apple Watch Series 9, which is expected to be a very, very, very minor update over the Series 8, probably just a slight processor bump and hopefully better battery life. And then the Apple Watch Ultra 2, which isn't gonna be a huge leap from version 1 to version 2, but it should be lighter, it should be faster, and maybe even give us a new color that we haven't seen before, some sort of darker titanium color, maybe matte black, maybe a little bit of a darker gray. Something cool though coming to Series 2 of Apple Watch Ultra in the next couple of weeks. And last up, some good news or bad news depending on how you feel about Apple leather cases, and that is at least one rumor saying that Apple is not going to be making a leather series of cases for the 15, but instead offering an alternative leather case with a new look and a new feel. We don't have a ton of info on this, just one photo that really shows us what this could look like. And I, for one, am sort of split. I used to be a big fan of Apple cases. I used to pay the extra money. I thought they were made better. I thought they were worth it. But after my last couple of series of cases, they haven't been good. I've tried leather. I've tried, what is it, like not the soft touch rubber silicone material that just never worked out. Just let me hear your thoughts in general on the iPhone 15 lineup. What are your guys' thoughts? We are in final countdown mode. Are you ready for the September event? Are you excited, disappointed? Are you gonna be buying an iPhone 15? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle, and I'll see you all in the next one.